If I should set the crucifix on fire, did I burn Jesus or did I burn just the crucifix? Now the question becomes, is there any crucifix in Nigeria that I cannot set on fire? The answer is no. That is to say, the deity does not live in the cherubims. Mention any church or synagogue that I will go to and set their altar on fire, it will not burn. I want to speak on people who go about burning down shrines, saying that they are burning the deities. Take for instance, when you go to a shrine and you see a molded image of a deity and you set it on fire and you are clapping and laughing and you say that you've actually burnt the deity. Now the question becomes, if I should set the crucifix on fire, did I burn Jesus or did I burn just the crucifix? If I set this grotto of Virgin Mary on fire, did I burn Mary or did I just burn a mere crucifix? You see, when it comes to our Christian brothers, critical thinking always eludes most religious people, because the worst thing you can ever do on earth is to be fanatical in matters of spirituality or religion. Fanaticism is an extremism of intense jingoism. That is to say, when people have held on to a belief system, so fanaticism is the problem that holds someone down, that you can't even see critical reasoning. Now, this is my problem. We see cases of men of God, as they call themselves, going to the shrines, setting the shrine on fire, and the people will be clapping, power, power, holy, power, because they believe that for the fact that the pastor was able to set the shrine on fire, that it means that the pastor have succeeded in setting the deity on fire. Now the question becomes, is there any crucifix in Nigeria that I cannot set on fire? Is there any crucifix in Nigeria that I cannot set on fire? Is there any blessed sacrament that if I light kerosene on it and set it on fire, it will not burn? I'm asking. Is there any grotto? Is there any statue of Jesus or Mary or the Apostle Peter that if I put kerosene or fuel or gas and light it up on fire and they will not burn? Is there any? The answer is no. That is to say that the deities does not live in the archetype. Rather, the deity does not live in the cherubims. Rather, the cherubims are just a dome upon which the deity commune with us. Now, I am going to use your Christian Bible to make this point clearer. Why I always do this is because I take you from the known to the unknown. And the main thing you know is the Bible. So I am constructively using the Bible to create narratives that will engender a complete teaching learning processes. So even if I go to the Vatican City and pour kerosene on the crucifix of Jesus there in Rome, it will burn till it is reduced to ashes and flames. If I go to Jerusalem, in fact, in the place they said it is the tomb site of Jesus, if I pour fuel from NMPC and pour fuel there, it will set ablaze till the barest minimum. That is to say, the deity does not live in these cherubims. Rather, these cherubims are medium which these deities uses to commune to us. Now, the message becomes, show me the Basilica of the Most Trinity at Onitsha. Give me kerosene, give me fuel. If I pour it at the Basilica, it will burn to ashes. Do you know why? Because the cherubims, the statues, the grotto, the archetype, the teraphims, is actually not the deity. Rather, it is a medium through which the deity communes with the people. Remember my last teaching. In one of my previous teaching, I said that every of us, per se, have idols unbeknownst to us. So, but the problem is that somebody did not explain what is idol worship to you. Now, when you go to a shrine, you see a dibia, and you goes to his shrine and set the shrine on fire. In most cases, it will burn to ashes. Do you know why? Because fire is an element of nature whose job is to consume, unless there is a reverse spell casted that the fire should not consume. In fact, there are many deities whom are known for eating through a burnt means. For example, in the Igbo pantheon, we have Ekwensu or Kamalo or Udo, whom are known for consuming burnt sacrifices, synonymous to the pantheon of the Christian god deity, the deity called Yahweh, which is always known as the consuming fire, because Yahweh is also a derivative of Ekwensu. In fact, before the Israelites knew of Yahweh, the Shasu people of Sudan had been worshiping Yahweh for over 1,000 years before the Canaanites, whom you now call Israelite, ever heard of Yahweh. That is to say, even the Yahweh deity came all the way from Africa. Fact check me. And that is why I say it is blatant ignorance that makes a black-headed person to sing eulogies for Yahweh, but bastardizes Ekwensu without knowing that Ekwensu is the same deity as Yahweh. Same deity, different nomenclature. If I go to the Yoruba people, Yahweh becomes Eshu. If I go to the Igbo people, Yahweh becomes Ekwensu. But the poor knowledge of semantics or etymology of these pantheons has eluded many Christian brothers to think that Yahweh is the supreme deity, unbeknownst to them that Yahweh is just a deity for war, just like Ekwensu or Eshu or Kamalo. Now, characteristics of Yahweh. Yahweh is a tricky deity used for war, manipulation, trade, vengeance. The same characteristics Ekwensu is used for war, manipulation, trade, vengeance, creativity. That is the dome of Agbo. Creativity. How do we feed Ekwensu? Through burnt offering. You understand what I mean by feed? I don't like the word feed because it is not the right word. How do we offer sacrifices to Ekwensu? Through burnt offering. How do we offer sacrifices to Yahweh? Through burnt offering. Your psalm said, Ajansuloko na Ajansunsuloko. The day you understand this word, Ajansuloko, that is the Igbo translation of your psalm. Ajansuloko and Ajansunsuloko, meaning the burnt offering and the whole burnt offering is what Yahweh consumes. The Igbo Ajansuloko na Ajansunsuloko mean a whole burnt offering. And somebody is confirming that in Zimbabwe they also have Yahweh as a deity they use for war. Somebody in YouTube is confirming it from Zimbabwe. Now, what am I trying to say? When you go to a deity and you light it up on fire and it burns, you are clapping that you've defeated that deity. I want to show you from your Bible that you are actually wrong. And I will still quote you your popular verse, which I've already taught you with. Exodus 25, verses 22 and verses 18. Let us start from verses 18. Do you know what your Bible said? In Exodus 25:18, your Bible said, "And thou shalt mold me 2 cherubims made of hammered gold." The etymology of the word cherubim is the same thing you are running from, Alose. The same thing you've called idol. The same thing you're busy calling deity. But a cherubim is simply Alose in Igbo language. Verify and thank me later. So when you see cherubim, anywhere you see the word cherubim, substitute it from the word Alose. Now, let us substitute the word cherubim for Alose in Exodus 25 verse 18. And your Bible will read thus, "And thou shalt mold me 2 Alose made of hammered gold." Verse 22, "Upon this Alose will I, the Lord, come down and commune with thee." Are you listening? Upon this Alose is where the Lord, that is the God of the Bible, will commune with the people. That is to say, the cherubim is not the God, but upon the cherubim will the God stand as a medium to commune with his people. When you go to the Ogugu shrine, you understand? When you go to the Ogugu shrine, you will see the statue. Maybe I'm just using an example. You see, some people will say, or when you see Ikenga represented as a cherubim, you set it up on fire and you are shouting power. Power, jump power, power, jump power, power, jump power. Eulogizing with the intent to mock that your Bible God is superior to the African God. And I ask you, is there any statue, mention any church in Nigeria that I will go to and set their altar on fire and it will not burn? Mention, tell me, let us practicalize it. Mention any basilica. Mention any basilica. Both the Catholic Church, Pentecostal Church, Anglican, Presbyterian, Methodist, Sabbath. Mention any church or synagogue that I will go to and set their altar on fire, it will not burn. You see, the confused, brainwashed mindset of an African child. Somebody is making you feel as if to say that if I set your blessed sacrament on fire, it will not burn. It will burn to ashes. Do you know why? Because fire is nature. In fact, let me shock you. Your blessed sacrament is shining because it was made out of fire. You had me right. Now fire they use burn them to make them lack do it. The metallic lustre in the blessed sacrament is out of fire. He took a blacksmith to hammer it until it becomes the shape you want, which means it is a product of fire formed out of the furnace. But whenever you hear cases that a shrine is set on fire, you are clapping. Where is the God? Where is the deity? Where is the power? But I'm asking you, is there any church in Nigeria where I go born, where no go born? Answer me. Tell me your church. Can we look crazy in Munioko? Show me that temple. Show me that altar where I will bring crazy. I not talk fuelo. Ordinary crazy. Show me a crucifix of Jesus in Nigeria or any place in Rome that if I set on fire, it will not burn.